Welcome back to Living 808. We are back with Eric Carlson today. He's RevoluSun's co-founder and chief innovation officer. And of course, we're talking all things solar. Aloha, Eric.
Aloha, good morning.
Thanks so much for being back with us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so let's talk about solar leasing. I love how we always go through all of the solar topics. But for solar leasing, how does it differ from purchasing solar panels outright?
Yeah, so solar leasing is where a homeowner can get solar on their roof via a low monthly payment, fixed payment to the lease provider. So with purchasing, you put that up for an investment. Usually you're looking at the tax credits to recoup some of that investment. With the leasing, it's no money up front agreement with the lease provider.
Okay, very neat. And I think it's pretty obvious, especially, if you don't have the upfront payment. But why do people, I guess more so, or why would they choose to lease over purchasing?
Yeah, so I think for a lot of people, the most important, the most attractive thing is that it's zero down.
Right.
So you can go solar, you can get a reduced electricity bill, and with no money up front. So that's great. Some people, depending on whether they're retired or out of state or whatever, and they can't take full advantage of the federal and state tax incentives, they may choose to lease as well. Or like life, right? Like, things happen, maybe you have kids in school and you're paying for their tuition or whatever, and you just don't have that upfront investment for solar, but still need and should be able to save on your electric bill. Leasing is a great way to go.
Okay, good to know. And then you mentioned the different terms, because sometimes they're 20, 25 years. When you actually get to the ending of that lease term, what happens then? Do you own it? Do you have options? Yeah,
so we like you mentioned, we do offer options, 20 or 25 years. At the end of that, you have several options. One, you can extend the lease and keep going. Two, you can purchase the system at the end of that term for what's called fair market value. So if you were to travel to the future, at whatever the cost, the fair market value of the cost of that system in 25 years, you can purchase the system then. Or if you want, you have every right to remove the system from your roof. We've never experienced that. It's saving money every day, but there could be situations where that makes sense for someone.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Yeah. And, something like, maybe they're going to be moving soon, right? And didn't need to extend their lease. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it. Monthly savings. Are they substantial, or is it just a portion? What are people typically looking at? Yeah, so
I think whether you're purchasing a system or leasing a system, the costs associated with that or the monthly bill that you'll pay all depends on the home and the characteristics of the home, what part of the island it's in, the roof angle, the orientation. The least amount of panel or equipment that we can put on the roof is, obviously, if we can produce the most solar with the least amount of equipment and labor, your initial investment will be lower. So, with that all said, we're seeing on average of homeowners saving at least 40% on their electric bill with no money up front.
That's incredible. Yeah. Okay, and let's talk about the savings, I guess, month to month, because we mentioned, our utility bills are always going up. I think in the past you've said 6% annually. Yeah. So for these solar lease payments, does that increase annually typically?
Yeah, so we have a flexible arrangement. We have several different options you can take. We have a 0% escalator, a 0.9% escalator, 1.9 and 2.9% escalator, and that's the amount that you pay every month. So if you had a 0% escalator, it's that whatever that we come up with for the monthly payment for your solar for 20 or 25 years. And then if it's 0.9%, it'll increase that much. They're very low escalators when compared to that 6% annual increase that we see on our utility bills. So this is a great way of hedging against the increase in electricity bills, because Yeah, your monthly payment will increase every year, but it's never going to increase at the rate that we've seen historically with our utility.
Ah, interesting. Okay, and then of course with those options, you also have battery storage options. So if you're interested, of course, RevoluSun has you all covered. If people want to get in touch, where do we find you?
Yeah, we'd love to have you come on down to our showroom. You can see all the different equipment that goes into the solar system. You can talk with one of our solar specialists. You can call us at 808-748-8888. Visit us online at RevoluSun.com.
And a perfect opportunity to get in touch with you guys is a fun event you guys have this weekend.
Yeah, we have on May 18th, RevoluSun has a nonprofit, and what we do with our nonprofit is we're designing and building solar energy systems for all those affected by the Lahaina fires. And so we have a fundraiser at Salted Our Kaka'ako at the barn. It starts at 8 o'clock. It's yoga. Presented by the Yoga Room, and then followed with a Shop for Maui market with about 28 different vendors, and all the proceeds are going to be going to our nonprofit, and that money goes directly to building solar systems for those affected by the Lahaina fires.
Incredible. I love that you guys do so much in the community as well. So if you want to support RevoluSun and learn more about them, make sure you head on out this weekend or get in touch. We'll have your info on our website, k2nt.com. All right, so much more when Living808 returns. Stay with us.